I met Cam and Lizzie. Lizzie's the singer, Cam's the guitar player. I met them down in Oakland. They were performing as a band called Speezus Christ, which still exists. They play around town as well, and they're great. A stimulating band to watch, to say the least. And yeah, I fell in love with those guys, and they told us that they were moving to Portland soon.
And Riley was there, and he, after the show, was like, "Oh, you guys have it. I really want to play with you." And I was like, "Awesome."
He did like a short tour through California and back up to Pendleton, Oregon, and then
that was a really fun show.
That was the best show. Then I had a friend who I was visiting in St. John's, and it was like kind of late that night. Riley just walked in the front door, and I was like, "You look really familiar," and he was like, "You're in Soap Collectors?" And I was like, "Yes," and I was like, "You're our drummer?" He's like, "Hi, I'm your new drummer." So it was just
That's really
weird
funny.
Mutual friends.
It's, Lizzie's songs. She's just a fantastic singer, really, really good voice, and great songs, and a cool presentation of the songs, She started working with her brother Mark, who does the electronics in the group, and they recorded a bunch of songs together, and then they brought Cam in, and then they brought me in.
When it started out, it was just Lizzie and I. That's a much simpler conversation than having also a guitar and a drum in the picture, and what they bring to the music also, and that's where the development has come, I think, a lot, because we're taking cues from Riley, which we would never think of on our own, and Cameron has a different perspective, and so it's nice to kind of find the mean of all of that and put forth something that everybody likes.
Because I feel like the electronic aspect of it is pretty much what it's about. We don't want to lose any of that, so like Riley will play around it as opposed to having like a main drum beat, and
that's one of the most amazing things. Like when Riley first started playing with us, I have beats that were already in place because we had no drummer. I actually thought about abolishing the beats from my side of things and just doing more synthy stuff. And instead of, like you said, playing on top, he made like a conversation with the beat. So it's like a tick-a-tick-a-tick, and then Riley's like...
like flawlessly, and I feel like it just adds to the tightness of the band, kind of making sounds that are not traditional at all with the drums, and then sliding in like really awesome snare fills or whatever, and then by the end of the song it's just like it's over before it begins, but he does it so perfectly. Mark and I went through kind of this whole catalog that was pre Cam and Riley. And
Pre-live performance.
Pre-live performance. Just fantasy in our head. Like, ooh, we might be musicians. Like,
We were working nights together and would come home in the morning after work and just be exhausted and like just mess around with music for a while until we passed out, and then some weird things come out of that.
But there's like 2 albums worth of stuff. I have been singing, with as much passion as I could since I was 5. So it's like, for me it took a really long time just to kind of gain the confidence to know that there is a original voice within me. I don't think that it necessarily should take that long for some people, and some people may never find it. But I think there's just a lot of pressure that we put on ourselves to, like, create things that are better than the things that we listen to, which is just totally ridiculous. Vocally, I was never trying to, like, emulate any sort of, idol of mine from that time. Bjork is one of my largest influences, and for a while, so like some of that stuff that we were talking about,
Very Bjorky.
very Bjork, and then
Bjorky.
something just like happened. I don't know. Like there was one day where literally I called Cam and left him a message. He wasn't living here yet, and I was like, I don't know what just happened. I was just recording some vocals, and I have like some weird techniques when I am recording vocals. Like I'll have a microphone like on the ground, or I'll just like have it off the stand, just so I can really get into what I'm doing and not have to be like confined to a certain way. And it was when I did Hiding Backwards, which is very Bjorky, but it was like,
I remember that.
It allowed me to feel like I was starting to develop like a vocal sound.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was great.
Yeah, it was a really good starting point because we had no idea what we were doing. We were just like both interested in music, and she had done it for so long, and I'd never done anything but mess around with like computer programs. And
the craziest thing about this band, I think, is that we don't ever practice, ever, unless we get a show, and then we practice like once before it, and then we play at, like every show it gets better and better and better and better, and I don't understand it.
I didn't know what they were doing. I wanted to be Mario, and you guys were like, no way. Cam wants to be Princess.
And I was the prettiest princess.
You are a very pretty
Right.
man.
You gotta get a close up of her.
That's really fun.
I walked out of there and I was like attacked by like 7 Luigis down the street. There were Luigis everywhere. Riley was Luigi. We were the Beat Brothers.